Hello and welcome everyone to another video, and today we're gonna start a new series of tips and tricks and some coachings within Warcraft 3, and the first subject I chose is surround like a pro. This is also kind of interesting topic, one of the coolest mechanics in Warcraft 3, the surround, the satisfaction when you close the unit is so big you have no idea. So before we start to how to do it, right? We're gonna go through some set of rules that I came up with and some of the pro tips later on. So first, let's go with the rules. And the rules will be as follows. Rule number 1. You need minimum 4 units to surround. So this is the bare minimum. You cannot surround with 3 units, you cannot surround with 2 units. 4 units is the bare minimum, and I will show why really soon. The second rule is that you need to surround in a plus formation, right? So units have to be positioned vertically and horizontally. You cannot use an X shape with the crosses because it won't close down the unit. Rule number 3, you surround by spamming move command on the unit. And rule number 4, after closing a surround or hugging the unit, because when you surround, you want to kind of hug it as close as possible, like cage the unit inside. And you then right click on the unit to attack it, or you move hold position. Hold position is a little bit, how to say it, safer, right? Because there can happen situation where you surround a target, you want to then right click that unit and you misclick and the surround is just not working anymore. So why 4 units, right? If I take 3 units, obviously, right, I surround, there's space, right? And now why the plus shape in the surrounds? As you can see, when I hack my hero with 4 units like this, there's no space to move, right? So this is the correct and the only one with bare minimum units of number 4 to surround a unit. If I make an X shape, right? So let's position units like this in a square, kind of, right? In a square. So the lines go like this, like X. You see, there are 3 spaces. So the surround like this won't work at all. And when you surround, you actually need to spam move command, because if I position my units into the correct position of surrounding like this, so they're like far away, right? Your units are far away, and I only click move command once, only once, right? You see, they're not closing the gap entirely. If I obviously make attack move, sure, they will close down, but not perfectly, as even though some units are melee units, there will be still some distances, and they will chase that unit, right? So you want to kind of spam the move command. That's how you surround. So when I position my units and start spamming the move command, look what happens. I'm spamming, right? And they're closing down to the target, and target is surrounded, right? And whenever it's surrounded, obviously you can just attack, right? Right click on the unit. But I also like when I close this to surround, I just click hold position, and it forces units to attack anyways. So they're kind of securing yourself from a mistake of misclicking. So I personally like to hold position whenever I surround, just to not misclick, right? Because sometimes you're like, oh, I'm gonna attack and just not on the unit, just barely on the left, right? And you're not targeting because of the box size, and you're kinda screwed. So those are the basics of surrounds with the move command. For me personally, this is on R. Depending how you feel it, I like to have it close. The default is M. Don't use it on M. Use it on something closer. For me, it's R. I see people on Q. I see people on Z. So whatever is your preference. And now we're gonna jump really quickly to some pro tips. And I have few pro tips. Advanced mechanics, right? Tip number 1. Swapping her units in a surround. And we're gonna go... I'm gonna read all of them, and then we're gonna jump to one by one, right? Closing the surround on moving target, click near unit, not on the unit. So, oh, wait, close the surround on moving target. Yes. This will be the blocking mechanic. Body block moving target, and use shift command to move to the next target. Yes. So closing the surround. Okay. Closing the surround on moving target, click near unit, not on the unit. Yeah, this is actually really important, but we'll jump one by one. So, first tip, right? Let's say this is a scenario where you have more units, right? You kind of surrounded someone like this, and you see that, for example, this ghoul is being attacked, right? And he's going to die. This unit is not needed for the surround, right? And you want to swap. So you select 2 units and just move, hold position. And this is how you swap a unit, right? So this is a cool maneuver. When you're taking a unit, right? You can just select 1 unit that is nearby, select 2 units, and just move like that. And you're closing the surround really, really nicely, right? The other tip that I have for you from the book is how you close the box, right? Because let's say I'm taking like, yeah, DK 5 ghouls, and I have a moving target, right? So when the target moves, I'm chasing the target and I just click surround, right? I mean, they will be just chasing the unit, right? You see they're not surrounding. So of course you want to kind of overwhelm the unit, like just run in front of it, right? And this is the static target, right? Obviously it's easy, but when the target is moving, you kind of want to close it nearby, like this. And this is when you start maneuvering. So for example, we're gonna take a fiend. Let's put a fiend here. You're gonna be somewhere there, like our units are a little bit messy. And let's click fiend there. And we're moving as well. So how you do it? I'm closing, and I'm clicking, and I'm starting maneuvering, you see? And I block, this is another mechanic, and I block, and I surround close. So you want to close the circle by clicking near the unit. Because when you actually click, yeah, you see? Your movies are kind of moving differently than if you click on the unit directly. So you kind of want to first close it down a little bit so it's easier to maneuver. So when it's spread, click nearby the unit, and then this is when you start maneuvering and you close the surround, right? So this is that. And I think the last tip that was the... Oh, and the last tip was that I'm gonna make 1 more fiend for that presentation. And 1 more as well. We're taking fiends there. And let's say you surround, right? You surround a fiend, there's another fiend. You surround this. You click, right? You try to kill it. And whenever your units kind of kill a unit, they have those weird animations, right? And they kind of look for the next target. So how I like personally to speed things up, whenever I have a fiend, right? I will surround that fiend. I kill it. I shift command the move. You see, and look what happens when it kills. And immediately moves, and I surround again. So whenever I'm killing a target, I always try to use shift command to immediately move whenever the target is killed, and try to surround again. So those are like advanced tips for surrounding. And I think I covered everything, guys. So if you have any questions, leave a comment, like, subscribe, obviously, and happy surrounding. Bye bye.